said it, I am. Okay, so I lied. I'm not quite rich, okay? But I'm doing okay. And the reason I'm doing okay is because we have chosen to relocate from the UK to Ghana, and that helped us out tremendously. Just by changing your location from one place to another can completely, sorry I spat right then, just pretend you didn't see that, okay? I was getting overexcited a bit. But anyway, yeah, so just because of a decision that we made to move from one place to another, it literally changed our whole world. It changed so much, but I'll get into that in a minute. Okay, also the fact that the interest rate right now is amazing. If you are earning the pound or the dollar, it is amazing. Not so good for Ghana if you're having to work with the city, but if you are fortunate enough like myself, which I don't take for granted, I'm very appreciative of it. The fact that you can work with the pound or the dollar, so you're basically living in two worlds, it really, really does help your situation. Okay, so as I said, I don't take that lightly. I'm very, very fortunate. And I think that if you're in the position where you're struggling in the West and you feel that call, okay, I know not everybody has that call, but you feel that call, that you know what, I feel like I want to go, I want to move like abroad, I want to move to the motherland. I think it's something you should seriously look at, and you should really seriously look at it, because for us, when we came to Ghana, it was not cool, it was not trending. We literally did it because we were sinking financially, we were sinking in every direction you could possibly think of. We were sinking. Life did not feel like life. It just felt like labor. That's all I can say. It just felt like labor. Every day, just trying to get another penny to be able to live another day. And I don't want to live that kind of life, and I'm sure many of you don't want to live that life. So once we had moved to Ghana, it changed everything for us. When we first moved to Ghana, the rate was about 4 cedis to £1. So it's about half of what it is now. And who knew that it was going to change so much? Like, as I said already, it's not necessarily a good thing for Ghana. And if you're having to work with the city, it does affect things because it affects prices and all of that kind of thing. But if you have certain things already in place, then you can kind of enjoy. So if you already have your house and you have a car, those are the two main things that you need when you're here. But once you have those things, I mean, you only really need to think about your lifestyle, what you're gonna eat, you know, that kind of thing. And so things from that point get easier. They get a lot easier. And you know what? When you get to that point, let me tell you something. Your life changes. You start to see things from a completely different aspect. You no longer think about, okay, I've got to hustle and I've got to make this money because at the end of the month I've got to pay this bill. You don't think like that. That fogs your brain. Having to think about your finance all the time, that fogs your brain. Like, you can't think clearly. And that is what they like. That's why there is so much credit over there. That is what they like. They like your brain to be fogged, so you don't have the opportunities to think about anything else. But when that fog has been lifted and you can see other things, you see past the whole thing of, gosh, I need to pay this bill at the end of the month. You start thinking about, okay, let's think of other ways we can make money, or think about other things we can do, or even think about other ways we can enrich someone else's life. Like right now at the moment, myself and Kwame, very much like, we want to be able to help people that want to move to Ghana. So for us, you know, although we had family here, a lot of the stuff we actually, you know, we had to do ourselves. We had to fall into a lot of holes ourselves. I'm not saying we didn't have a leg up, we did, because family was here, but we fell into a lot of holes as well, and we want to be able to kind of like find a way to help people transition from being abroad to coming to Ghana. So like for our family and very close friends, we want to be able to offer them a space so that when they come, you can say, okay, you can stay here, you can stay here, you know, maybe even without paying anything, maybe just, I don't know, electricity or whatever it is, you know, maybe something small, or maybe nothing, because, you know, we wouldn't necessarily really need it once we built our house. But you know, yeah, stay here for 6 months until you can settle yourself, and then, you know what, then you can go. So it's almost like you're giving people the landing that they're not necessarily able to have, because when you're thinking about coming here and then you're thinking about, gosh, I have to pay a year or 2 years rent up front, that kind of holds you back, because you're like, how am I going to do it? But we have so many family and friends that want to move here, but the thing that's holding them back is because they don't have a place to stay, and once they pay for that place to stay, then their income is locked. And so we want to be able to help provide that solution, because we know, because we've been there. And so therefore, you start to see things differently. So we see things differently now. So we're looking at We can now look at business ventures or different things we can do. And you don't get to see any of that when you're thinking about the next bill that you've got to pay. You really don't. So I think if you are in a place where you're thinking about, oh, I really want to move to the motherland, but I'm not sure if I can, you need to seriously consider how you can make that work for yourself, because honestly, it is life changing, especially when you're working with the current rate that is like amazing right now. But even though I'm saying that, let me just straighten this, because this is also a very important factor to say as well. Even though the rate is brilliant, yeah, you can still find yourself in a financial hole if you do not manage your money properly. As I said, things like accommodation are very, very expensive. Certain foods buying here are very expensive. So if you're going to come here and you're going to try and live the same lifestyle that you lived abroad, straight away, you're going to sink. I can tell you that for a fact, you are going to sink. But if you're willing to adapt to certain things, you can absolutely do it until you find your feet and know what works for you. I mean, when I see videos and I see people have made it, they've come from abroad and they've set up companies to do certain things, that really, really encourages it, and it actually warms my heart, because I'm like, oh, you did it, that's amazing. It's like another one made it. You know, that's how it makes me feel. It makes me feel so warm and like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Another one made it. Yes, welcome to the club kind of thing, you know. And I'm not saying that moving to the motherland is for everybody. I know that it's not for everybody. But I think if you can live in both worlds, that is amazing. You can be going back and forth and there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely nothing wrong with that. No one says that your story has to be one particular direction. So you can say, okay, you know what, I'm going to be in the UK for 6 months and then I'm going to live in Ghana for 6 months. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all, you know, but what you want to do is you want to be able to open up your mind to other things, and don't let your minds be clogged, because let's be real, when you're over there in the West, your mind gets clogged by so many other things that take you away from the real focus of what life is. Because let's face it, life is not supposed to be something that is selfish. It's meant to be something where you can enjoy with other people, you share with other people. It's about brotherhood, you know, and sometimes we miss that mark because we're trying to survive, you know. You can't tell someone who's sinking and is about to drown, oh, come and help me with this. They're not thinking of that. They're trying to swim to the top and trying to rise above everything else that's happening in their lives, you know. So therefore, sometimes, one thing that makes me sad, especially about black people, is that sometimes we don't really support each other. We have all the ideas in all the world, but we don't really support each other. We don't really think beyond ourselves and think, okay, you know what, this is going to be difficult if I go alone. How about we go together? And a lot of us don't do that. We don't come together. We don't have that unity, and it makes things harder for us. So if, for example, when we were coming to Ghana, we had come with like a group of 5 friends and we had all come here together, do you think that we would be in the position that we are now? We probably would have finished doing this house. We probably have finished so many things, because you know why? There's a saying, iron sharpeneth iron. And so when you're with people who have like minds, you're able to go further. Everything stretches further. When you're building a house, you share materials, you share things, you get a better discount. Do you see what I mean? Everything goes that little bit further, and sometimes we miss the mark. Let's just be real. Let me just say it as it is. Can I talk, please? Okay, because I'm going in there now. I'm going there now. Okay, we miss the mark sometimes. When you look at other races and cultures, they do things a lot different to us. They, like an Indian person, for example, they will live in the one house with their grandparents, their children, their children's children, you know, everybody's in that one house. They don't care, because you know what, they're saving up their money so that one of them can be released to go and buy a house. And that's how they work, and they work, and they work. So even though they sacrifice for a time, do you know what? They get there eventually, because actually they know the bigger goal, and so they're like, okay, let's do it. Let's do this together. Let's work together. Okay, so after you've got your house at heart, okay, maybe some of us can move to that house, and then you know what? After that person's better off, now they will go to the next house, and at the end of it, everybody's got a house. But not us. We don't like to do that. Oh, no. We don't do that. We do things differently. You do yours, I'll do mine. Okay, I'll watch you from there. Oh, and I'll do mine here. Like, we have this very segregated view of how things should be, and that is the wrong way to do things. Sometimes, if you want to go fast, you can go alone. You may not get there. But if you want to go the right way and you want to seriously get there, then go as a team, because there are strength in numbers. Like, I don't understand sometimes why there is so much disunity, especially right now. As I said, the way the interest rate is right now, if you were to come to Ghana as a collective, right, and do something, I'm telling you, you can achieve your goals. You don't have to be like so super rich at the moment to be able to make it here. But you do have to be willing to compromise on what you're going to have when you come here. So if you come here and you want to say, I want to live in cantonments and I want to be able to run my AC all day long, and I want to have a 4x4, that's the only way I'm going to be able to come here, then yeah, you're not, chances are you can't do it. But if you're saying, you know what, I'm coming here and I'm gonna have like a really small kind of like Uber style car, maybe there's no air conditioning in it, but I'm gonna be able to wind down the windows and get air that way. I'm gonna live in a self-contained, or I'm gonna live in a house share, or I'm gonna live with family, even though that's not gonna be necessarily very comfortable for me. But if you can make those sacrifices now, trust me when I say you will benefit later on. Or come as a family, 4 different families, 2 different families come together, you work together, you rent a house together. Like, why can't that be done? Why do we always have to do things so separate? Like, it just makes no sense. It really doesn't. And that's why we want to be able to help our friends come in here, because we want to be able to give them the leg up that we perhaps would have liked to have, and be able to, so that people can springboard when they're here, so that they can be better off. I mean, you might come after me and do better than me. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. This is not a game of numbers, or this is not a jealousy thing. This is like, we're trying to save each other. We're trying to help each other. And sometimes we miss the mark on that, and I think that's really unfortunate. But right now, I'm telling you, before Ghana or any African country goes insane, you need to seriously consider coming here, because it will change your financial situation, and the haze will be lifted from your eyes, and you will be able to see so much opportunity that you perhaps didn't see. Like right now, I've had so many people like in Ghana, especially over the past year, like friends of ours that have come and they're like, we really want to come to Ghana, we really want to do it. But I don't know how many of them will actually take that step, because it's a scary step. I don't know how many of them will actually do it. I've seen a few do it now. But I feel like it's one of the things, if you're going to do it, you just have to do it. And you have to be willing that, okay, you might fail, you may need to try again another time, but you need to at least take that step and try. And a lot of us are missing that, which is unfortunate. Like I said, if you have a way to earn the pound or the dollar and still live here, then half your battle is already won. It really, really is. You can do it, and it doesn't have to, that doesn't mean that you have to come to Ghana and do YouTube. There are other things, there are other ways that you can work online. You know, I think I've touched on this in another video, where you can actually work from home for certain companies. You can do virtual assistant. You can have a blog. I have a blog, and it helps me a lot. You know, there are loads of things that you can do to make money in the West and spend it here. It's like a no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? If you can get your income from there, why do you have to rely on your pension? Why do you have to wait until you're 75, rely on your 70 or 75, whatever it is, and rely on your pension in order to before you are able to come here? Why don't you put something into place so that you can move here? If you want to start a blog, I can tell you it'll probably, for you to get a really good grip on it, give yourself a good year, depending on how focused you can be on it. If you can't be that focused, give yourself 2 years. I guarantee you, if you work hard at it and you put the right things in place here, you can have enough from that blog in order to be able to set yourself up nicely here. And so yeah, there you go. I'm just giving you a really great idea. You can do that, trust me. There are other things. If you don't want to work for yourself, if you're not that way inclined, find someone who has got a great business here. You may know the person, you don't know. You can go and work side by side with the person and learn the ropes. You may have to take a pay cut for a season, there's nothing wrong with that. Learn the ropes and then be able to branch out yourself. But anyway, I don't need to go into all the ideas right now, but there are a million things that you can do here to be able to live a really great lifestyle and to be able to be free. Be free, you know? So yeah, but anyway, that's all I wanted to say for today. I hope this video has kind of encouraged you a bit. I really hope it has. Because honestly, I'm not just saying what I'm saying it from experience, and trust me, I've been through it all. We've had it hard here, we've had it good here, we've been oblivious here, we've been enlightened here, we've been through all of it, you know, and so yeah, I just wanted to really encourage you on that. But anyway, if you guys haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you would do me a favor and hit the subscribe button for me and the notification bell. And yeah, don't forget to like the video. Until next time, I am out. See you, bye.